So I've been doing some sniffing around, some recon, if you will, and this is what I've discovered. This is Battlethorne. First thing I want to get out of the way, I did receive a key for this game from Primark via Keymailer. They wanted me to check this out. It came out in November of last year, and the last update on Steam for this game was in July. The second thing that I want to get out of the way right off the bat is the current build of the game has some kind of bug in it. That being said, everything I'm going to say after this, I want you guys and gals out there to know is with the distinction that unless they update the game, you probably don't want to spend money on it. The way it is currently, you cannot play the game for longer than 40 minutes. It will crash before then. Every map, everything. Getting that crucial detail out of the way, I want to tell you about the game otherwise. Because if they put some more time into it, some more updates, at least one more update to fix this, what I'm assuming is some kind of memory leak, I think there's a fun game here to be played. So, in options, there's actually a pretty good amount of options for a game that I presume was made by a small team. So, good on y'all. Good job. When you hit start, you're immediately taken into these maps. Hinterland's wide open. Woodlands has some more stuff in the map, and Glacier Cave it's cool, literally, but I wouldn't play on that one because there's a lot of geometry that is very difficult for you and the minions to actually move up and down. So I just ignore Glacier Cave. I want to pick Woodlands for today. You come to this screen that says select starting weapon. The cool thing about Battlethorne is that each of these weapons have 4 different abilities. And even though it says choose your starting weapon, you have access to all 6 of them at any point. Mid-combat, at any point, you can just open your inventory and switch to one of them, which changes all of your moves. It's the only game where I've ever seen select starting weapon. It doesn't matter. You're getting all 6 of them. You come to unit difficulty. You can choose how hard the enemies are going to be. Yet there are tons of spelling errors. Just ignore them. Next, environment difficulty. So in addition to you and your squad, there are also monsters just wandering the environment. And then you can choose how many of them there are. And you jump right into the game. Okay, the loading screen is really long, but it only loads once. If you are looking for a game that fits into that old school Dynasty Warriors niche, this is the game for you. If it works. Normally when you start the game, there's not an enemy right in front of you, but a lot of the times I start the game, there's an enemy right there. When the game starts up, it gives you a basic gist of how the game plays with the missions. You mine crystals, you put them in your bases. When your base has a big amount of supply of crystals, it's harder for enemies to take it over. You'll see up here on the left is the map. This is the world map. This is the battle map. It's just us starting down here, and we got to take all those other bases. Which is why I've never been able to finish a game of Battlethorne, because I will always crash before that timer at the top hits 40 minutes, no matter what. But we're gonna ignore that so I can tell you about the rest of the game, because there are some really cool concepts here. You get healing potions. You'll always have 5 every time you touch a base. Your combat is, everybody has a horse. Your horse, you'll get kicked off your horse if there are any enemies nearby. That includes environmental creatures and actual enemies. Kind of in the same vein as Elden Ring, like when you're about to be invaded, you get kicked off your horse. That sort of deal. But each of the weapons have their left click, it's like their basic attack, and then they have 3 abilities. Right click, shift, and space. You want to take over the enemy bases, like I said, and that's the basic gist of the game. You hit I to open up your inventory. Opening your inventory will freeze time at any point. So if you just want to switch weapons, pick whatever weapon you want. Essentially, all the bases look just like this. It's just a ring with 4 other rings around it. And those rings are by companions. So if I get gold, which in all the menus is like a gold coin, but for some reason down in your HUD, it's a crystal. Ignore that. We don't care about that. Companions are creatures that you can summon that will follow your character around. However, the pathing is not so good. So sometimes they literally spin around you in a circle for a really long time. You can come over to the armor and trinkets. So everything in the vendor is stuff that you can buy. You see how everything's leveled? I don't have enough gold to afford anything right now because it just started, obviously. Whatever your current level is, you can equip items that are of that level or lower. Then there are base defenses. So these are creatures that you summon, you pay gold, they'll stay here at the base and protect it from enemies. And the last option is offensive units. Offensive units are, again, creatures, but they literally just go out into the world and try to take over stuff for you. We're going to go on a journey to find a nearby crystal so I can show you guys. While you're out wandering the world, you can run into treasure chests. Hit F to open them. Now, when they pop open, the scroll-looking things that are on fire are all items. Everything that pops out of one of those chests, every item that falls out of anybody slides into your body. It doesn't automatically go into your inventory. So if you're on your horse and you pop open a whole bunch of chests, then you sometimes run the risk of waiting quite a while before you can fill up your items. So right now I have the maximum amount of minerals that I can carry at level 1. I'm going to go back to the base and I'm going to fill the supply bar up at the base. See how I'm still getting items even though I broke that thing a long time ago? I put my minerals into the base, the supply goes up. All the supplies cap out at 2,000. That's a lot of dudes. See how I just got kicked off my horse? That means enemies are nearby. So if you see red health meters, they're the opposing faction. If you see blue health meters... Oh, they got me, but I took a couple of them out. When you die, you just respawn at the closest spawn point. You respawn at your closest base. You will lose whatever minerals you're carrying, but you will keep the money that you earn. So now that I have some gold... Oh, look, some more flew into my butt. I'm going to summon a helper. I'm going to get a Bargus because I love dogs! Now this dog is just going to follow me around wherever I go. When it comes to the axe, you have your swing. This is your left click. Your right click is a dash. If the reticle's on something, you'll dash towards it, but if not, you can use it as a sort of movement ability. Because like I said, you get kicked off your horse when enemies are nearby. Now that I'm level 2, I can equip level 2 items if I happen to have any. I have none right now. The shift ability is a quintuple explosion, and each of those hits will slow down time when they connect with anything. Which is not an aesthetic I like, but it's okay, I guess. And then your final ability, space attack, is you throw a phoenix, and it has surprisingly long range. It also deals damage over time if you hit an enemy with it. So like I said, you just hit I at any point, and you can switch weapons. So we're going to go over to the sword and shield, the one hand. Sword and shield's a little weird because your left click is a regular attack, for sure. Your right click, though, is shackles. So think Ares from Smite. If any enemies are in your way, ignore that other wolf that's over there. That's a glitch. That guy died. Your shift attack is a charge. So you'll hit whatever you run into, you ram into it, and then you do a big wind-up swing at the end as well. The higher your level, the more minerals you can carry up to the next area. So right now, because none of them are touching it, technically I could take it, but I will probably die if I engage them. However, I can show you the cool thing is, space ability is I can make... Now, the bow is... Oh, my teammates are about to take the base. Nice. Basically, you just stand there and wait for the ring to fill. Oh no, get off my base. They can take the base back. Bow is the best weapon in the game because you don't need to see that reticle to actually hurt you. You can aim pretty much all of the attacks on it. Basic attack. Your right click is a shot that explodes. a lightning aura around it. That was a long time to be frozen. Your shift attack is a slow-moving projectile. That one is very, very difficult to aim. But right-click, you can for sure aim and hit a target far off on the horizon. I missed him by 1 millimeter. But the space attack is the best one by far, because you can aim it super far away. I hit the snake, but it wasn't enough to kill. There we go. I think I can get this guy too. Well, it could if I didn't miss. There we go. I got my first trinket. Trinkets are the only items that are... Whew! So trinkets are cool because they can do pretty much anything. This is just straight up AoE around me, anybody gets in my range, which is totally fine by me. There are all sorts of trinkets. There are trinkets that shoot spiders that explode. There are trinkets that cause you to stun people. Trinkets that make a turret every 3 seconds. Like, there's all sorts of crazy stuff that you can get. Ooh, lightning strikes. That's a new one. Lightning strikes is incredibly powerful, I see. Rain of fire. What is that? I've never seen that. Oh my god. Okay, some of these trinkets might be in need of a little bit of nerve. That is an AoE. It's not just one guy. It doesn't look like they can dodge it. Hey guys, I'm going to obliterate. Okay, I think I'm a little strong. Oh man, I don't even have to do anything. That's the crazy part. I am going to summon a were snake. That is a lizard man. Next up on the weapons list, I think honestly twin blades are the weakest weapons in the game. You dual wield. Your basic attack is fine. Your right click turns you invisible, and I believe you do more damage when you get out of it, like as your first attack. However, your left shift is a silence field that stops people from using abilities. And while that would be fine and dandy, you have to be on top of people essentially to use it. So if you're not on top of them, you're not getting any use out of it. And the only really offensive ability they've got is their space special, which just makes an X, and it does not go very far. It doesn't go very far at all. We picked up some armor along the way, so basically you literally just come into your menu, equip some new armor. You're like, hey, oh, I got something higher level, boom, I'm gonna do it. I think later on, if they wanted to add something new to the game that would be super helpful, they could probably set it so that you automatically equip whatever the next highest level item is. That could be very, very helpful. There are two different kinds. This is I think this is wand. No, this is staff, and this one's wand. So staff makes you a wizard. Personally, I think wizard is the weakest class. Think evocation wizard specifically. I think this is the weakest weapon class. Your basic attack is like a frost shot. Oh, sweet, I'll take a better staff. Thank you. Do you want to just keep upgrading everything to get better and better items? So you have your basic shot. Your right click is a healing field that you saw me walk into earlier, probably. Now, technically, instead of using the healing potions, I could just go ahead and switch to the staff and make a healing field. Your shift ability is the shortest range ability in the game. It's like a little ice path. I honestly don't recommend pretty much ever using it. Let's get a new friend. Oh wait, I see money flowing into me, so we'll just wait. I have 836. Yes, my favorite. The Mind Flayer. He's great. Love him. I haven't showed you my space ability yet. Drops a big old icicle like this is Final Fantasy. Oh, knocked me over. Haha, still lost because he was in my AoE field. And the final weapon set is the staff, which lets you become a summoner of swords. You throw birds for left click. You throw a wolf for right click. Your shift is to throw 3 spectral spiders that explode on contact. And your spacebar attack is a teleport. So it does have a movement ability. Now, while you can't really hit things normally if that reticle is not appearing, the cool thing about the summoner is that for some reason, if you can't see someone, but then they pop up on your reticle, like they come into range after you've shot your creatures out, your creatures will change target to whatever you're currently looking at, which makes it actually very cool. Also, for some reason, almost all of the abilities go through walls, so sometimes you'll see a whole enemy contingent of summoners. You'll just see their health meters, and then you'll get pelted by all these spectral creatures wailing on you. Frostbite trinket, eh? What do you do? Oh, a chance to freeze upon strike. Okay. Froze him. He literally can't do anything, which is good. Well, for me anyway. Oh, this has never worked that well for me. Now, like I said, there's enemies and there's environmental creatures. Creatures who have these blue health meters, like this Mind Flayer over here. This is an environmental enemy. So he's literally just chilling on the map. Happened to see some people, decided it was in his best interest to come and try to kill us. Was it really in his best interest? Probably not. That slowdown thing can get kind of annoying. There's also a little bit of a gap between when you stop hitting left click and your ability actually fires. If you hold left click too long, your abilities won't fire. Holy crud, that's a big boy. Alright, Mr. Reaper, you want to try and kill somebody? I don't know if he's even going to get a chance to. Oh, hey guys. Oh, knocked me over. Ow. Oof. Goodbye. I was gonna say, he's only like level 2. I'm gonna obliterate him. Gotcha! None of the other classes can do the stuff the bow can. I didn't even do that. Oh, you survived. Oh, hey. Rain of fire. Yes, please. This is a true absurdity. No. Oh, hey. Yeah, get in there. Get in there, Rhino. You're not getting in there, Rhino. I'll take a washer. You mean a beholder? A stupider looking beholder? Yeah, sure. We might make it past the 40-minute mark. This might be the very first time ever. I always crash between 28 and I think the longest I ever made it was 38 minutes. So this is legitimately the first I've ever gotten the game. Wow, there's a lot of dudes on the way. Oh my god. Nothing is going to beat Meteor Strike. Meteor Strike is absolutely insane. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to go. Oh, they all popped fields. That's insane. Still got obliterated, though. Sorry, guys. There's just nothing you can do. If this was multiplayer, I'd be so mad if there was just someone walking through the map, just absolutely obliterating me and mine. Wow, that's a lot of dudes. That's so many dudes. It'd be a shame if I just absolutely obliterated everybody here. Look at that. Insanity. No, you guys are not living. I'm taking this point. This point that's not on the mini-map for some reason. Forget it. Give me the dragon. Come here, boy. Can't see. Okay, so we took over a place up here as well that doesn't appear on the mini-map because it's different. My minion is too stupid. Oh no. Do the enemies not have spawn points now? Is that what's happening? I'm getting so many minerals at once that it's just taking up the whole screen. Insanity. Oh, hey guys. Oh, they took a base back. What? Absolutely not. I'm winning this, man. Dragon, I can't see. Oh my god, there's so many of you. Insanity. Thank you! We finally did a thing. I've never been able to finish the game. It has always crashed. 48 minutes was the longest I've ever had a map go without it crashing. But we did it! There were so many people there! There's also a, according to the mini, like on the mini-map, there's a compass sort of thing. There's another base up there you have to get, so keep that in mind. But the enemies can steal the bases back to make the game go on longer. I think it's a fun game. It's got some jank, and if the intention is that at some point you'll be playing this multiplayer, this would be absolute chaos. And it wouldn't come down to any kind of skill. Like me just dropping meteors on people isn't skill. It's just they're somewhere on the map around me. I'm gonna obliterate them. I would say if you are interested in games like this and having fun in a game like this, definitely check to make sure they're going to update it. But I think unless you're randomly going to get, as you saw, all the trinkets that I picked up, all the items were totally random that people were dropping. It wasn't like someone was dropping exactly the item that they were wielding or anything like that. So you're basically hoping you get a random drop of Lightning Strike or Meteor Storm in order to actually win. That is the only way that I've been able to win so far, where I barely have to do any work. I just let the sky do the work for me. So I'd say definitely wait to make sure there's another update, because I can't in good conscience ask you to go buy a game that you can't play for more than 30 minutes without it crashing. That's just silly. So if there's an update and you're looking for a game that feels like Dynasty Warriors, this could be the game for you. It's pretty fun, has some pretty good ideas, but they got some stuff to work out. If you guys liked what you saw, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, sub, and I will see you guys and gals later in the next one. If you would like to support me in some way monetarily, there are many links in the description below. Go check them out.